and welcome to Porsche Cup Challenge. These are the America divisions. We are here joining you all at Road Atlanta. We've got this. I personally love Road Atlanta. One of my favorite tracks on iRacing. I played this on Forza a lot, as I'm sure all of you race fans really did. If you didn't, well, bloody hell, you're missing out. Absolutely amazing track going through turn 3, the S's, that back straight into that braking zone. Absolute wonderful track. Right now we're going through our qualifying. So let's just take a quickie look at how everyone's doing in their qualifying. We're going to pull up everyone's best time just to see how they're doing. It looks like Samuel Sprout currently is on provisional pole position by, wow, one tenth up on. You're gonna have to give me about 2 weeks to say that name properly. Ed, I'm gonna go with Ed. Ed. Here, I'll bring up his first name to help me out here. There's full name right there. Ed Eisenring. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, Patrick Hingston's in third. We got Philip Straffarelli. I'm gonna have to change him to pro division. He is not an amateur anymore. Sorry, buddy. He is definitely now in that pro. Look at that. It'll update just right that in front of your very eyes. Leighton Cook, newcomer. He is going to be, I think he'll be amateur division if I'm remembering the calculation. Let's see. Just add him in now, and he will be amateur division for tonight. So now our timing tower is perfectly set up. Let's see if there's anyone else on the track, and we get to look at exactly how this track is. There's Anthony Robertson on the track trying to set the fastest lap time. That is a nice looking car. I love it. Love the purple, the pink, the fade. So here he is going into turn 6, turn 7. You gotta get a real good exit right here. One of the slower speed corners on this track. And get a good exit so you can go down this long straight. You'll hit about 260 kilometers per hour at the very end, and you'll be hitting that braking zone, going downhill, and use that compression under braking to gain a little bit more braking force. There's that downhill. There's the compression. And you turn in through this chicane, great passing zone when there's other cars on the track at the same time with you, and you just don't want to do that. That is not the goal, that's not the target, but hey, it happened. You know what? Get it out of your system while you're in the get it over your system while you're in the qualifying and not in the race. I'll be honest, everyone's lap time's very close together. I think that's pretty awesome. Oh, okay, maybe not that. That's pretty awesome that everyone's lap time is so close together. You can see from the very front driver to P12, it's not a huge gap. I think that's just awesome. Let's pull up those qualifying times. There you go. I'm going to just have to do this real quick. Before the cars hit the grid, everyone has about 2 minutes to prep themselves mentally, emotionally, physically, however they want to prep themselves before those lights go green. Here we go. Congratulations to Samuel K. Sproul on pole position. Ed Eisenring, Patrick Hingston, Philip Straffarelli up front once again. Phil Straffarelli, the flipper, is definitely proving he's got pace lately. Adam Schmidt in 5th place. Leighton Cook, newcomer in 6th. Young Choi, Jason Lyons, Carl Ribbing, Aiden Pohl, Sean Mulholland, Shannon Motheral, Anthony Robertson, Matt Schlosser, and Stefan Hassett. Now let's get rid of all of this. Oh, I gotta get rid of that. There we go. I'm just testing this out. Okay, perfect. There we go. So we're going to get rid of everything on our screen so we can see all those cars just a little bit better off of that race start. We're looking at behind the field. We are going to see Barney on that left side there. He's got his green flag ready. So the lights are about to come on. We're just waiting for Shannon Mothral to hit that grid button. And he's got about 20 seconds left before the race starts without him. Hopefully not. But if I know Shannon, he's in the pits drinking one last moonshiner, trying to calm those nerves before he gets behind the wheel of the car. And highly not recommended, but you know what? Whatever makes you race the best you can, give her. Lights are up in the middle of the screen. We got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, green lights, and away we go. And here you go, Samuel K. Sproul didn't get the excellent start he was hoping for. It looks like Patrick Hingston is trying to make a move. Is he going to be able to go around the outside into turn 1? And Patrick Hingston is on through. Samuel K. Sproul has lost 1 position. Everyone seems to be going through turn 1 nice and clean. Patrick Hingston has gained that lead. That's up 2 spots. That is up 2 spots for Patrick Hingston, and you can see them coming down the S's right now. You can see the cars really compressing that suspension going through those S's. That very first time, they filtered into a very nice line of cars to navigate those S's nice and safely. It's definitely what you want to do, and here's where you're going to want to make that passing opportunity work for you. Oh, and it looks like Jason Lyons. Oh, Jason Lyons is into the wall, and we're going to take a look exactly how did that happen a little bit later. Let's pull up that timing tower and see exactly who's where and what. So here's Samuel K. Sproul. He is looking to the inside. Patrick Hingston not quite able to make it in that braking zone. Oh, is Shannon going to be able to make some overlap? Not quite, and he had to back out. Absolutely good move to back out. So let's see, why did Jason Lyons go off track? Here's Jason Lyons. Here's Jason Lyons up the inside into the turn, just misjudges the braking zone, and he just decided to kiss some walls. A little bit of concrete, I guess, never hurt anyone in the little bit in the morning, and away he went. Back up to the very front of this race, we got Patrick Hingston still in the lead of the race. Samuel K. Sproul is not letting him go. No way in hell. Samuel Sproul is going to give him a real good battle. He is 5/10 behind. Coming onto that back straight, it'll bring all of these cars into a vacuum. And Samuel Sproul is going to be able to use that to his advantage and stick with Patrick. As long as he can stay within reasonable range through the rest of this lap, Samuel K. Sproul is not going to be dumped in the wake of Patrick Hingston's pace. And honestly, they both have lots of pace. You can see Ed at 1 second behind is gaining slightly. There you go. You can see it right there. The interval gaining. And then you look a little bit back, it looks like Philip Straffer, like Carl Ribbing losing a position in the background there. Oh, losing another spot. So Aiden Pohl making a pass on Carl Ribbing, it looks like. Carl Ribbing going real slow. Oh, what is happening? There must have been a slowdown. Yep. So Aiden Pohl making the pass on Carl Ribbing. Carl Ribbing, oh, and there's a pack of cars, an absolute pack of cars as we head through the S's. Shannon Mothral up 4 spots total. Wow. So Shannon Mothral is leading the charge in this group right here. He's got the likes of Schlosser. I'm going to bring up everyone's full name so we see exactly who is what. We got Shannon Mothral, Sean Mulholland, Matt Schlosser, Carl Ribbing, Stefan Hessett, Aiden Pohl, all in this very, very large group of cars. So we're now heading on to that back straight, and this is one of the main passing zones on Road Atlanta. With this massive, massive draft, you're going to get up to a lot of speed. Shannon is now currently 2.5 tenths away. I think that Sean is gonna. Oh, Sean has. Oh, it's Matt is 2.5 seconds from Sean. Oh, Something happened. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Here is Patrick Kingston. He's the leader of this race. What happened to Patrick? And oh, he went into the pits. Why did he go into the pits? Why did Patrick go into the pits? We have absolutely no idea. Patrick went into the pits and now he's in the very back of this race. I don't know why. We may have to find out later. But anyways, so now Samuel K. Sproul is the new leader of our race, with Ed Eisenring directly behind, Philip Straffarelli 2.5 back, Adam Schmidt. Adam Schmidt currently, I believe, is P1 for this season's championship. So he's the man to stay ahead of. And so this is Samuel K. Sproul's target, I'm sure. Young Choi not far back off of Adam Schmidt. Adam Schmidt's got that target on his back, being P1 in the championship so far. A little further back, we've got Shannon, still has that flock of cars directly behind him. Sean has Matt Schlosser on his hands. And Matt Schlosser, I don't know why my tongue can't do that one. I don't know what that is. But here's Sean Mulholland coming down that final corner right now, heading onto that straight. It looks like Shannon's able to put a little bit of a gap, 2/10 quicker, even though Sean Mulholland had that draft. So these drivers are all up 5 positions, 3 positions, 5 positions, 5 positions for Stefan Hassett. Wow, that's a good drive. Good drive for Stefan. There you go. Oh, getting a little bit loose over those curbs. And there they go down into turn 6. Very funky corner. You can use that banking to your advantage, but if you do it a little bit wrong, you're probably going to go off track. Use all of that track on the exit, not like what these guys just did, and you can really get a lot of good speed down this straight and make that pass if that's what you're looking to do. We're going to go right up to Philip Straffarelli, who's now got a few cars behind him. And this track is very, very punishing to your front left tire. So watch for that front left tire and these drivers to start understeering. Oh, what happened? So it looks like Sean Mulholland went off the track. Here's Sean Mulholland going into turn 10, braking zone. Maybe he brakes a little bit too late. That's exactly what happens. He's got to use that runoff grass space, and he's lost a whole bunch of positions right about there. Now back to the action here with Philip Straffarelli. Philip able to put a little bit of gap on Adam. Before we went to the replays, he was about 9 tenths ahead. And now, look at him, he's got a sizable gap. So Philip is really putting the rubber down and trying to get ahead as best he can. Shannon Motheral has gone off track. Let's take a quick look at how did Shannon go off track. Maybe a little bit too many shiners, eh? But here is turn 4, 5, the S's, and he goes off track. Oh, there. In that background there. So that was not Shannon's car we were following, but we did see Shannon's car in the wall. So Philip Straffarelli really laying down the rubber. He's, wow, 5-6 tenths quicker than the car behind of Adam Schmidt. So look for Philip, for the flipper, to just start running away with this one. And really sticking himself onto that podium with that commanding pace and commanding difference of pace between him and Adam. At this point, it looks like going through the S's, you can see there a lot of time gained right there for the flipper. And as I was mentioning, that front left tire is going to be absolutely key. Maybe not missing that apex onto the long straight, but that front left tire, if you know how to manage that front left tire, rotate that car, you're going to want to rotate your car using throttle more than brake and get that rear end swinging like a pendulum. It'll save that front left tire. Here's where you can really use and abuse that rear left tire. And coming out of this corner right there, if you use that rear left a little bit too much, you will be smoking those tires up and, you know, heading into that pit, unfortunately. So it looks like the flipper's been able to manage those tires real well. And Adam, maybe just not so much. Young Choi not far off. Leighton Cook as I want to take a quickie peek at everyone's last lap time, and we can see. So Leighton Cook, 7/8 tenths quicker than Young Choi. Young Choi about the same pace as Adam. So there you go. Where is it? I want to bring back car number. There you go. So Leighton Cook is really got some pace showing in him right now. Of course, we do have that reverse grid for the top 8 drivers. So Stefan Hassett is going to be in that reverse grid top 8, having gained 7 positions total. He'll be at the very front of this pack for that 30-minute feature. Really interested to see how these guys handle that reverse grid. Leighton Cook, Matt Schlosser, being new to our field, it'll be their first time being involved in that reverse grid and that reverse grid start. Of course, the starts are absolutely the most wild experiences, especially in the Porsche Cup. No traction control, no ABS, just send it. And it looks like that front left tire is showing some heavy wear for Young Choi. He is now going to be under attack by Leighton Cook. Is Leighton Cook going to be able to take advantage of Young Choi's front left tire wear? And it looks like he is closing the gap. Is Leighton going to make a move into turn 6? It looks like he's lined up, not going to be the exit he was looking for, so he's going to have to make that setup going into that long straight, closing that gap under braking, just like that, perfectly placing that car so he can get that draft he needs. Nice exit, and Leighton's going to most definitely going to get some overlap into that turn 10 braking zone, be able to make passes. Young Choi going to throw the defensive inside left line, or is he going to let him have the inside line? Young Choi is going to be... Young Choi's leaving that defensive line, or not using that defensive line, sorry. Leaving it open, showing some trust with Leighton Cook. Leighton Cook not deciding to take that gap and take that chance under braking. And so he's going to have to wait one more lap. He has, let's see, 2 more laps to go, maybe 3. So he's going to have a few more chances before this race is over. Let's see, when is he going to make this happen? Coming down the S is that massive elevation change. It's basically a massive roller coaster. Hey, Xbox on your car. I like it. Is he going to make that dive to the inside? No. So he's choosing to be conservative and really pick his time, not be too aggressive. A little bit wide on that exit, and that is going to hurt his chances. But it looks like Young Choi didn't get the exit he wanted, so Leighton Cook is really turning it up, and he's going to be able to get up alongside absolutely no problem this time. Here we go. Young Choi wants that defensive left lane position. Leighton's going to have to go round the outside on the first turn. Not able to make it happen. And coming out of turn 10, is Leighton able to... Nope, not able to get up alongside. I've got a notification here. Aiden Pohl has crashed. How did this one happen? Oh. Okay. And here's where I was talking about the left rear tire coming out of that corner there. and being real careful with it, not to use and abuse it, and that's exactly why right there. A little bit too much rear left tire, using it to compensate too frequently, and it will definitely make your car hard to drive. Exiting that corner, you're going to either have to lift or just adjust your driving, or eat the bridge. The bridge is always another option as well. So Young Choi, looks like, has been able to catch up a little bit to Adam. So Adam has now 2 drivers on his hands who might be able to make a pass. So is Samuel K. Sproul going to be able to trigger one more lap? Is he going to be able to make it across that finish line? He might be able to. Young Choi not having Leighton Cook make any gains yet. Not quite yet. And here's Samuel Sproul. There is the white flag of Barney the flagman up top. So we're going to have one more lap for Samuel Sproul. This is just basically going to be a parade lap for Samuel Sproul, way up ahead. Ed Eisenring in second place, 3.5 seconds back. Another 2.3 is Philip Straffarelli. As you can see, there is Adam Schmidt, Young Choi, Leighton Cook. And here's Young Choi. He is still under attack from Leighton Cook, coming down the S's one last time, hitting that curb. It looks like Young Choi is doing a very good job going through the S's, making it very difficult to pass. And he's now got that draft from Adam Schmidt up ahead, which is going to make it even harder to get that car up alongside. Oh, and there is a move from Leighton Cook. He did not want to wait any longer. He wanted to make that move right then and there. And is that going to hurt his chances as he heads down that straight? It looks like he gave up just a little bit on his throttle to get a draft once again to make a better opportunity happen. Did he? Did he not? I'm not sure how that one went. He is now back behind, and Young Choi is still head into that braking zone. Leighton Cook in P6. Leighton Cook exactly where he started. So that's actually a good start. Good first race with us in our league for Leighton. And there he goes right across that finish line. Congratulations, Samuel Sproul, for running away from everyone in that race. Ed Heisenring, second place in his first race. Phillips, the flipper Straffarelli, in third, earning another podium, I believe. Adam Schmidt, Young Choi, Leighton Cook, Matt Schlosser. Is he done? Yep, he is done. There is Sean Mulholland coming across that finish line with Stefan Hassett directly behind. 2 teammates race together, finish together. Here is Anthony Robertson coming across, and I don't know if he had the race he was hoping for, but he was up 3 positions. So hey, you know what? That worked out, didn't it? So let's take a look. Let's see if we can bring up. There we are. You can see the little timer. These drivers right now, they have 2 minutes to rest themselves, prepare for this next race. Prepare for this 30-minute feature. It's going to be a reverse grid top 8. So in 8th position there, he's going to be then in 1st. Whoever's in 7th will be in 2nd. 6th position will be in 3rd, and so on down the list. So Samuel K. Sproul won that race. He'll now be, you guessed it, in 8th position on this grid. So Carl Ribbing, so it was Stefan Hassett in 9th, Anthony Robertson in 10th, Carl Ribbing in 11th, Aiden Pohl after hitting the bridge is in 12th, Shannon Mothral in 13th, Patrick Kingston, no idea what happened to him, down to 14th, and Jason Lyons is in 15th after missing that braking point in turn 6 for Jason Lyons. So after 40 seconds, we're going to hit up that next race. I'd say 3 key points. The three key points in this next race would be, honestly, the usual: get a good start. Number 2 would be, I would say, just stay consistent with keeping the heat out of that front left tire. Absolutely going to be a huge factor if you lock up the front left tire going into turn 10, you're going to make your life difficult. Even one micro lockup, and it's going to be a really, really hard race for you regardless. And so if you can not lock it up into turn 10 and rotate that car correctly through turn 1, 3, and basically that last turn, all the turns, you're going to have a good race. And third is just, staying nice and consistent once again. Oh, there we go. We got some of the cars coming onto the grid right now. We're going to pull that timing tower away so you can see all the beautiful Porsches on our grid, on our starting grid from front to back. Got Sean all the way up there, Matt Schlosser, Leighton Cook, Young Choi, Adam Schmidt, the Flipper Straffarelli, Ed Heisenring, Samuel K. Sproul. There we go. So Jason Lyons, after spending most of that time resetting himself mentally, emotionally in the pits, is back on the grid ready for this next race. Patrick Hingston, nowhere to be seen, unsure why, but hopefully he comes back eventually, maybe. He has 5 seconds to go. Aiden Pohl maybe is starting in the pits. We'll have to see. Anyways, the lights are now up in the middle of the screen. That means the race is ready to start. You're going to see Barney in the left waving his flag in 3, 2, 1. Lights are off and away we go. And Sean got an excellent start. It looks like Adam Smith got an even better one. We got, oh wow, Leighton Cook, an excellent start up the inside. Young Choi trying to go around the outside. And here we go, heading up the hill towards turn 3 for the very first time. Oh, and we're going to have some too wide as we head through. Oh, and Young Choi is off. Young Choi is off the track, having a little bit of a spin that looks like he spun on his own or maybe a little bit assisted. Absolutely unsure at the moment. We'll take a look at that one after. Oh, and there goes Sean Mulholland. The pressure of being on pole position at the race start, just absolutely getting to him. Samuel K. Sproul able to make it through this field, just carving through it like a hot knife through butter, hitting that apex, and that's going to put Adam Schmidt, who missed that apex, under fire from Sean Mulholland. Sean Mulholland may have a chance to go at him and make up some of those positions that he's now lost after going off that track. Up in the very lead of the race, we got Leighton Cook going down the inside on Matt Schlosser into turn 10. So now Leighton Cook is in the lead of the race. Oh, and who is that? That looks like Ed Eisenring, a little bit too aggressive perhaps, and making contact, locking up those brakes, and that is absolutely the challenge of this car. No ABS, no traction control. This is all driver, baby, and if you make one mistake, you will be, eating grass or eating metal. There's no way around it. You gotta have focus on every braking zone and every acceleration point, and that is what I absolutely love about this car, top to bottom. It is an absolute blast to drive. Carl Ribbing up 4 spots where he started, so he's having a great race. But a bunch of these guys having great races. So yeah, Samuel Sproul making up another position. How did that one happen? So how did this one happen? So Samuel K. Sproul is behind. And he just goes a little bit too deep on the brake, and that is a nice easy pass for Samuel K. Sproul, just filling those mirrors, and that's put Matt Schlosser from the very front to the very back, and that is going back to just being very consistent, not making a mistake is going to give a lot of great gains in any and all races. If you don't have to be the absolute fastest, but if you can just avoid going off track, avoid spinning, avoiding making these big mistakes, you can really place yourself very, very well at the end of the race. Sometimes it's not about being the fastest guy, it's about the guy who finishes. So Philip Straffarelli is already up. 2 spots. Carl Ribbing directly behind is up 6 spots. Wow, absolutely wonderful drive. We got Samuel Sprouse up 6 spots as well. And if we look at Jason Lyons is up 8 spots. That's almost cheating. That's almost cheating. He started at the very, very back, and now he's way, way up. So let's take a look. Let's take a look what did happen heading into the turn 10 mess. So here is that pass into turn 10. A little bit of a misjudged braking point. Locked up the tires and made a mistake. And Sean Mulholland just unfortunately had to take that. His car doesn't look too worse for the wear, but that is the general gist of what happened there. So let's take a quickie look here. Live action with Carl Ribbing. Carl Ribbing has quite a few cars behind him. If you look up ahead, you got Adam Schmidt with the Flipper Straffarelli following him. Here is the closest battle with the most cars. You got Carl Ribbing, Stefan Hassan, Jason Lyons. They're going to be in a wonderful duo here. Trio. And I think this may be going on all race long. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe these guys are all around similar pace. And Stefan's getting an excellent exit out of that final corner. Carl Ribbing going a little bit haywire when he's putting down the pedal to the metal. Luckily, he may be able to save his position, but if he continues, will he be able to hold it for long? I don't know. So he had a little bit of a struggle with his left rear tire. Oh, and there's Young Choi in the background making a move on Shannon. So there's Shannon. Oh, Young Choi now ahead of Shannon Mothra. Wow. So watch for Carl Ribbing's rear left tire. If he got a little bit wiggly going onto that back straight, is his left rear tire going to give out on him, or is he going to be able to get that in check and get it under control? Now up to the very lead of the race, Leighton Cook has the previous sprint race winner on his tail, able to put lap after lap consistency and really get up to that rear bumper and start sniffing those exhaust fumes. Oh, it looks like something's happened to Stefan Hassett, and he's gone off the track. Let's take a quick look. How did that one happen? Going through the S's. He may have taken this curbing just a little bit wrong, and there it is. That rear end of the Porsche starts swinging like a pendulum. Luckily, he hit the tire barrier bumpers and not a lot of damage on that car. As we look here at the very front of the race, we got Samuel K. Spruill making a pass on Leighton Cook. Leighton Cook giving it up nice and easy, conceding the position. I'm going to have to say that's strategically done. Samuel K. Spruill making a pass on Leighton Cook. Philip Straffarelli in the background at the same time making a pass on Adam Schmidt. Adam Schmidt fighting that a little bit, but giving it up somewhat easy. Still making the flipper work for it, I would say. In the background, you can see Carl Ribbing being chased by Jason Lyons, Young Choi, Shannon Mothra. A little bit further back, you got Anthony Robertson, and then we start looking into the drivers who have been involved in something here or there or somewhere. And this is Sean Mulholland. He's now luckily got 2 other cars to dance with still in this race, with Ed Eisenring and Matt Schlosser. Oh, and Ed is just not waiting, no patience. That is not his middle name. He made a clean pass there. No incident in that pass. Very good pass. Very aggressive driving, but you know what? We're racing here. And you gotta be on your toes at all times. Great pass. Actually, I want to look at that one again. How did that one happen? So here's Ed going up the hill into turn 1, turn 2, just a little bit more pace. Oh, and Sean left that door wide open to the point that Ed said, "Thank you very much. I'm walking on through," and it's exactly what he did to get up ahead of Sean. So Sean now going too wide into turn 10. And it looks like Sean's losing another position, and this time it's to Matt Schlosser. Oh, and there is that rear left tire. Keeping that rear left tire in check, definitely an important factor. I don't know where he's going. He's going into the pits, and he's just, I don't know, he's going to check his underwear. After that almost spin, near miss. So Carl Ribbing has put a sizable gap on car number 718. So let's bring up... I want to bring up... There you go. Jason Lyon. Let's bring up helmet and car. Oh, and Young Choi spinning as he enters that long straight. Oh, and he's going to be losing many positions. Young Choi from one mistake bleeding a lot of positions. Young Choi is down 5 positions total. And this just goes back to, being consistent, not trying to go so hard that you make all the mistakes. Being consistent, feeling out that car, feeling out your body, and feeling out that steering wheel. It really goes a long way into having a good race and getting some good championship points. So Carl Ribbing is up 6 spots total. Jason Lyons a little further back. He's now 2/10 back further than when we last looked. So if we look at... that last lap time, let's just take a quick look at that. Oh, so Carl Ribbing actually was 5/10 slower. So this could be, you know what, this could really turn into a race. I'm really curious to see how this one goes. So Samuel K. Spruill at the very front and Leighton Cook, very similar lap times. The Flipper Straffarelli slightly faster. That's nice to see. And then there's a large gap in pace to 4th place and onwards. Fastest lap, just a quick peek at that one. Samuel K. Sproul is currently holding that fastest lap right there. And we'll go back to the interval to see exactly where everyone is on track. Young Choi. Oh! Young Choi making a pass on Ed Eisenring. Let's see exactly what happened there. Don't think there is any contact between the cars. Young Choi is on the inside. No! Oh, and a little bit of contact actually from Young Choi hitting that rear bumper. And that one may be for the stewards to review, maybe not. That'll be up to the drivers if they choose to submit it. Unfortunate situation for Ed, but at least he's only lost 1 position. He's got 3 positions lost total. Overall, with I know when I'm driving, and if I've already made a mistake and I'm way down the field from where I thought I would be, anything that happens to me is free game, and I always see it as I'm at a spot that I really shouldn't have been, and anything that happens at that point, it's sort of my fault for just even being there. But every driver's just a little bit different in how they treat that, and so every driver, if they wish, is very much welcome to submit incident review to the stewards. Shannon Mothral is now 8/10 behind Jason Lyons, just barely behind, still in that draft range. I got Young Choi going off track. How did this one happen? So as we go into turn 10... Oh, wait, no, this is the same thing. Never mind. This is Young Choi going off track. Yeah. I don't think a car can I don't know if this car does so well on the grass, but if you want to cut the grass, then go ahead. You just may leave some scorching marks. Just please don't leave some oil, and away you go. The landscapers will thank you. We got Jason Lyons with Shannon Mothral. We're going to go through the field. We got Samuel K. Sproul is in P1. So he is up 7 positions. He is showing he's got the pace. Adam Schmidt, you got a lot of competition on your hands here with Samuel K. Sproul, his pace, and he's showing some racecraft in how he's carved through the field very, very quickly. Just a few laps in, and he's already up into P1. He is now trying to make that sizable gap to Leighton Cook, so he has nothing to worry about any mistakes he makes, and he has that cushion. The flipper is now catching Leighton Cook. Leighton Cook is under fire, shortly under fire from the Straffarelli. Straffarelli is now in a little bit of a drafting range. 1.4 seconds, you will feel that gap. Watch that time interval as they go down this straight. Just slowly shrink. And there you go. You can see the draft in effect right there. Here is Matt Schlosser, made a pass, it looks like, on Ed Eisenring. Matt Schlosser, Anthony Robertson, and Ed are now in a battle. It looks like Ed using all the available track and then some, trying to get the best exit possible to go up the inside or around the outside, anything into turn 10 braking zone. Is he going to be able to get that overlap, make a nice move? And it looks like Matt Schlosser able to stay ahead just slightly. Able to stay ahead. Anthony Robertson just absolutely shivering his timbers in his race boots in P8, hoping those guys behind him keep battling because it's going to take that pressure off of him. And so Anthony Robertson in P8, he is up 2 spots total. And then up ahead, looks like Matt Schlosser is just pulling off to the side, giving it up easy and just wanting to... Sorry, that was Anthony Robertson. Anthony Robertson pulling off to the side, just giving it up easy for these 2 drivers to go on through. Anthony Robertson choosing to survive rather to push on. I guess we'll find out if that's the wise decision or not. It all depends, and it's a little bit of luck. Well, as we head on to that back straightaway, you got Ed definitely in great drafting range to make a pass. Is he going to make a move on Matt? Matt, does he want the inside? Does he want the outside? It's now up to the driver behind. And here he goes. Ed is on the inside into the braking zone, able to get ahead, and there is a nice clean pass. And there we go. Car 929 made a pass on 401 into turn 10 as they head around that final corner onto that start-finish straight. And we go for another 13 minutes of racing. And you know, I say 13 minutes of racing for the main reason that you can't just say, I made a pass, yeah, we're all good to go. You have 13 more minutes to go that you have to show you earned that position and you deserve that position that you're currently in. You can't just make one mistake and hit a wall and all of a sudden, well, your race is over. So it's totally a battle of not just you against the others around you, but you against yourself. That's something that's really a fun thing about racing, is you do have to battle yourself, your own mind, and where your brain wanders off to. And some of the best drivers, such as Samuel Sproul at the front, he's definitely practiced that, I'm sure of it, of how to stay mentally in check for longer periods of time. It's absolutely a skill. Absolutely a skill. I actually know Samuel K. Sproul is a musician. So let's go right here to Samuel K. Sproul while we're talking about him here. He is a musician. he's played a whole bunch of different guitars and all the different instruments. And when you're a musician, you really get into that groove, that mental and almost emotional headspace. You get into that the zone, and it's not too different when you're racing. You really gotta clear your head at all times while you're racing from any other exterior thoughts that can come into your head, and just focus on exactly the task at hand. And so musicians often do have an easier time at that mental and emotional control and that aspect, getting into that zone and all that good stuff. And as we look, we got Shannon Mothra making a pass on Jason Lyons. He's gonna have to go around the outside into the braking zone. Jason Lyons wants the inside. Jason heavier under the braking, able to stay ahead. Shannon not able to get that pass completed. A little bit further back, it looks like Ed is still ahead of Matt Schlosser. And so Ed down one position total, and Matt is down 7. Whew, that's a painful one, I gotta say. Damn. I love that sound. I absolutely love that sound. The Porsche sounds beautiful. Anyhow, here's Carl ribbing a little bit further up the road. You can see Adam Schmidt. So the Spider-Man helmet is back. Spider-Man spins the web wherever he can. Going down that back straight, where they're going to hit about 260 kilometers an hour before they hit that brakes. Try not to lock that left front and head on to that start-finish line straight. Leighton Cook, I want to take a quick look at Leighton Cook, who's having a wonderful drive. He's only 2.1 seconds behind Samuel K. Sproul. And being a newcomer in our race, that's absolutely wonderful drive. I'm positive that Leighton will not be an amateur driver for too much longer. I think even at this moment, he may have qualified himself into pro. We're going to have to check the statistics after this race. If you're curious, it's the top 35% of drivers during the qualifying session are the ones bumped into pro. You have 3 chances to make it into the pro division if you're brand new. If you're brand new, or if you're amateur division from the previous season, it's your first 3 races. Wherever you fall in on those first 3 races is where you'll be for the remainder of your season. And it's your first 3 races, not the league's first 3 races. And so that's a little bit of an explanation on how that works. Oh, it looks like Shannon Mothra making a pass. Let's just take a look at how did this one start as they head into... Okay, so this is into the back straight. And then this is into turn 6. Shannon goes up the inside at the very last possible moment. Jason Lyons has no other option but to make a little bit of room. Aggressive driving from Shannon Mothra. Luckily, everyone survived just barely, and away they go. Shannon is now ahead of car 718, and it looks like he is starting to make a little bit of a gap on him. So, where was I? I was looking at Carl Ribbing. Carl Ribbing, I gotta say, we've just recently brought Carl Ribbing onto our admin team. So congratulations, Carl Ribbing, for now becoming one of the league administrators. He's already been a very, very strong helping hand in the back office. He's started taking on doing some driver signups and some of the hard work that is required to run this league. I know currently the league has shrunk a little bit compared to how we used to have it, but fear no more. We will be promoting our league a little bit. But I'll be honest, sometimes a little bit of a smaller size of field, it creates a very nice atmosphere, very intimate field, and you really get to learn how everyone around you drives. There's a lot less crashes, I gotta say, in a smaller field. I remember we had 40 car field, and whew, oh man, they half the field didn't even get past the first lap, and it was just a lot of overhead and admin work to deal with. There's one race that I'd say is 10 or 15 car pile up before turn one. So, big fields are awesome, and they're also horrible all at the same time, I gotta say. Take it with a grain of salt in both directions. However, I will say, if you do like our league, please support our league by subscribing to our league on Twitch with Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, it gives you one free subscription every single month, and we just ask that you please use it on our league. I actually just subscribed right now today with my Amazon Prime, so we're now up to 5 subscribers. If we can get 10 subscribers per month, then we're going to be sitting in a good spot. So, please hit that subscribe button. So right now we got Ed Eisenring and Matt Schlosser. These two are they're very similar pace. Not one is not losing the other. And so this is currently our closest battle on track. You can see Young Choi is out. Stefan Hasse is out. Where did Stefan go? Wait. Here is Stefan. Oh, his car does not look too pretty. Oh. Here is Stefan. Oh, he just missed the turn. Slightly goes off the track. Okay, so he's still continuing on. He goes off the track again right here. Oh, I think this is going to be the end of his race. Going down the S's and into the wall. And I think that was an all-you-can-eat buffet. And he couldn't handle it. So there goes Stefan Hasse, and I think that is the end of his race. He's gone into the pits. Yeah, he's gone into the pits, and he's not continued on. Looks like Sean Mulholland as well entered pit lane. We are absolutely unsure of why, and he has decided to retire his car. I'm going to jump up to the lead of the race just to see how he's doing. Leighton Cook is only 2.1 seconds behind. So Leighton Cook is going to be one force to be reckoned with in our league. I'm absolutely sure of it. He's got a lot of pace, and I'm sure I'm going to be seeing his name on the podium list a lot this season. So Samuel K. Sproul, wow. Just as I say that, put 3/10 on Leighton, and that means the flipper who hasn't been able to hold on to that strong pace and bridge that gap to Leighton Cook is now 1.6 seconds back. Last we were looking at these guys is about 1.2 seconds gap, and so now being at 1.5, 1.6. I'm wondering now if Leighton Cook's tires are just a little bit screaming in pain. I think I can pull up lap time history. There you go. Look at that. A lot of cool information we got here. So I'm going to take a look at Samuel K. Sproul. Samuel K. Sproul's got 120.8. So he is showing that consistency, that mental strength right there. We're going to take a look at Samuel Sproul. There we go. We got Cook against Straffarelli. So we got Cook is at 121s. And so you can see just every lap having a few tenths of a difference. It really starts to add up. And so with these 5 laps showing, I think these guys are approximately even. But of course, this lap now 2 seconds back. I'm gonna have to bet that Leighton puts in a real cooker of a lap right here. We're gonna have 2 more laps to go, 23 laps total. Lap 21, what is that? That is a 120.9. Yep, just as I expected. And Philip Straffarelli is just being significantly slower. He had some real good laps there, as you can see. 120.7, 121.4, 123, 121.3. Not gonna do it if he wants to keep up with Leighton Cook. He's gotta put his head down, focus on those apexes and exits, being consistent. And one trick I actually learned in trying to be consistent lap after lap is move your body less. Try not to exaggerate or overdo any of your motions or movements. If you can just make gentle, slow, and smaller motions, long term, it'll be a lot easier for your body and your brain to manage that. So taking a look at Adam Schmidt. So Adam Schmidt not having the absolute blazing fast pace that he's had in the past that we saw at Chicago and on week 2 at Bathurst, where he did very well too. Carl Ribbing, you can see lap times for Carl Ribbing, and here is Shannon Mothral. Jason Lyons, newly promoted into the Pro Division, just haven't updated his name quite yet. On the very left, if you were curious, the green is the Pro Division and the white is the Amateur. So Jason Lyons will be in the Pro Division. And where is Shannon? Shannon misjudged his fuel, and he's going to have to get fuel to be able to finish that race. Samuel K. Sproul was just too fast and triggered 1 extra lap, and that's put Shannon Mothral in the pit right there, and he's going to bleed positions, absolutely bleed positions as he watches everyone drive on by. And that's why you never give up. You keep driving until the very end. You never know, and calculate your fuel correctly, or else you may be another Shannon Mothral. So Samuel K. Sproul coming down into the braking zone of turn 10 one last time. You can see the car compress under braking, turns in, hits that apex just perfect, uses all of the track on entry, on exit, coming down the hill one last time. Final corner of our lap, coming across that finish line, taking that checkered flag. There he goes. There's Barney the flagman. Congratulations, Samuel K. Sproul, for winning our sprint and feature race. There is Leighton Cook, Philip Straffarelli in P2 and P3. Here comes Adam Schmidt coming down that hill. He'll be in 4th position. Adam Schmidt in 4th position. Carl Ribbing in 5th. Where is Jason Lyons? He's going to be able to battle off Ed Eisenring. Looks like Jason may have made a mistake to be that close to Ed. Ed able to get back up into 7th after losing all of those spots. There is Matt Schlosser down 6 spots total into 8th. And Shannon, after his pit stop, will be coming around in 9th. If anyone would like to do an interview right about now, come on into the interview booth and we can do an interview if you'd like. But yeah, that is the race. That is the race at Road Atlanta. Let's bring up that final. Where is it? Someone's still out there. Oh, yep. There he is. Someone's still out there. There's Anthony Robertson. He still hasn't completed his lap. He may have needed fuel. I'm not sure. So, Anthony Robertson coming across the finish line now to end our race. And there we go. There is our feature. So we can empty all and bring up. I love it. Nice burnouts. There is our feature race results. And just as I was saying, get a good start, do all of that. Get a good start, do all of that. Get a good start, do all of that good stuff of keeping your left front tire in check, and it's going to do you real well through that race length, and just not making any mistakes. You can see not making any mistakes made a lot of good gains for a lot of these guys here. And again, if anyone wants to do an interview, just jump into the interview booth right after the race. But here we are for our final standings in that feature. Samuel K. Sproul being a double winner this evening. This afternoon, of course, if you're Australian, because it's about 1 or 2 p.m. for him. Leighton Cook in second position with a strong showing. He is up 1 spot to finish P2. Philip Straffarelli, Philip, the flipper, Phil, I don't know, he says call him Phil, so he's Phil. Phil Straffarelli in third position. I think that's a double podium. So Phil Straffarelli, he went from at one point being a rock'em, sock'em, crash'em driver to being a consistent finisher. And so that's really nice change to see of Phil Straffarelli. Adam Schmidt in fourth position. Carl Ribbing in 5th, newly promoted into pro, so great feature result for Carl Ribbing. Jason Lyons in 6th. Ed Eisenring, Matt Schlosser, brand new drivers with us in 7th and 8th. Shannon Motheral in 9th. Anthony Robertson, I think few mistakes made there. He's in 10th. Young Choi, as we saw, going off the track quite a few times, in 11th. Stefan Hassett, a little bit of few too many trips into that wall for him. Sean Mulholland in 13th. Aiden Pohl and Patrick Kingston did not start that feature race. So there we go with our race results in that sprint. That is now the end of our race, and so congratulations to all of our winners and all of our drivers. Thank you for attending. I hope you all enjoyed the show. I hope you all watch this back and enjoy the show. And have a good evening. I'll see you guys all next week.
Control, will you help me? When I lost control, we are lost. Yeah, we lost control. Yeah, we lost control. Love about a liquor boy, will you hit me up? I lost control. Will you help me? Love about a liquor boy, will you hit me up? I lost control. help me